Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
And together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion.
In our opinion.
So Bob, today we've got a real important subject to talk about, and that's an assistive device or a walker, and how to choose and how to use a walker properly and safely. So you get the right walker and you can do it safely.
And quite often, you're not choosing it for yourself.
Yeah.
We're going to say this. I mean, our videos are geared towards those people who are 40 and over. But yet, I would say a lot of people who are watching are our age, 40, 50 years old. And they're probably choosing for their parents, which both Brad and I have been doing lately.
Right.
And in fact, my in-laws too, both of them are using gait aids. And you want to use the right one because if you choose the wrong one, there's a good chance they're going to fall. And as I always tell my mom, you know, there's the old saying, pride comes before the fall, and it's never so true with walkers. If you're too prideful to use a walker, we're going to probably find you on the floor.
Exactly.
So,
first of all, if you're going to get a walker and you don't know if you need one or if your parent needs one, I really think the best thing to do is almost basically see a therapist and have a balance test on you. They can guide you in the right direction. But there's a number of things you may not always get, and some reminders. Say, what did that therapist say about the height of it, or putting wheels in the right location, whatever. So this video is going to help you, remind you of everything you could have remembered or should have remembered, and some new things that you didn't know. So a wheeled walker, you decide that you need a walker. The therapist suggests get a wheeled walker.
I would say we generally like wheeled walkers better than standard walkers.
Yeah.
Standard walker is just a walker with 4 legs and no wheels.
Right.
And the problem with those is that, first off, you got to pick them up, and every time you pick them up, there's a chance you can lose your balance.
Right.
I mean, you know, Brad, if you lift it up once, show them how you can start falling.
Oh yeah, well yeah, whoa!
Yeah, there we
I
go.
can't do a fall with that, Bob. I
Right.
gotta work that a little bit there. But a lot of times people go like this and they walk through with the walker. There are some instances where standard ones are useful, but 90% of the time it's a
Yeah,
wheeled
if you can't take weight on one of your limbs, it might be you might want to use a standard walker. The thing that I hear about wheeled walkers, especially with the wheels on the front, the vast majority of people think that they're going to roll away on them.
Right.
And they don't. These are fairly stable walkers. I mean, I just never seen anybody where the walker just started rolling away on them. It just
And the reason is when you put weight on it, the back
acts as a little bit of a brake.
they break. The more weight you put, the more brake there is on there. The resistance there works out just fine.
Right. Why don't we talk about the height, Brad?
Okay. Height. Put the walker here, have the person use it, stand up in good posture, let their arms hang down, and right here, the handle should go right at the crease of the wrist. So here, so if you're looking down here, if it's like this, that means the walker needs to be lowered. If the person that can't reach there, then
Needs to be raised up.
So how you raise them? That's the next question.
By the way, there's some latitude in that too. I mean, it's generally about the wrist, but we always go by people their comfort level too.
Yeah, you can go up or down a little bit. That's a rule of thumb. Right here is all you do. There's always numbers, almost always anyways, numbers with a thumb button there. You just push it in, you can hear it click in. You make sure all of them are at the same height. So this one here is at an 8. I'm going to put this one at an 8 and all the way around. And you do that on all 4. Sometimes I see walkers where they only adjust 2 when the walker is tilted like this. Don't do that. Make sure they're level.
Actually, and quite often the buttons may be a little bit different on the front and the back because of the wheels. I mean, I don't know if you can explain that, Brad, but
well, you know, if you do have a standard walker with 4 legs without wheels, and you order some wheels, it'll cost you about $30 to $40. I recommend the 5-inch wheels, not the 2 or 3 inch.
Right, don't get the small ones. Yeah. They just don't run well over carpet or anything rough at all.
Just don't even bother.
And these walkers, by the way, work well on carpet.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they glide along.
Yeah. So you just take it off. You take off the standard foot, and then you put on the wheeled foot, if you will. Now, this is a nice clue that I give to a lot of people, so listen up close on this one. Okay. If you look at the width of these wheels, when you go through doorways, particularly into the bathroom, the bedroom, and you go through, they tend to bump here on your woodwork, and that puts you at risk for a fall, kind of catches the walker, plus it mars up the woodwork. So I always just say, take the wheels and put them on the inside instead of the outside, And don't start, if you're really ambitious, you see the nut there, go, let's go get the wrenches and we'll take this wheel out, put it over there. Too much work. Just go like this and switch them around, and it works real nice. And you put the wheels to the inside, it gives you about 2.5 inch less distance there. And there we go, I've got this.
Yeah, you're a little bit off there.
Yeah, and there you go, it narrows it up considerably. Okay, and that works out well. I do that with a lot of people in their home. They really appreciate getting around the doorways. A little easier with that.
Now, the other thing is you can get attachments for the walker too, like a basket, or some people can even put their, attach their oxygen, especially a smaller oxygen tank on these. And it makes it very handy for, the person who isn't very stable but wants to carry their kitchen utensils from, the kitchen to their dining room table or whatever. You want to keep their hands free for walking.
If you Google walker accessories, you're going to come up. There's also tray tables that fold up to here. You can put a meal on there, your coffee, there's a place for that. And then they fold down out of the way. A cage, like Bob was saying. A lot of people make their own knitted. Yep, they put the phone in there, there's, their cell phone or whatever they may be, and use that to carry things around.
Let's talk about the back of the walker, Brad. What helps it glide along.
Right. Okay, can you go down here, Nancy? We're looking at these. Now, I call these skis. They're little nylon plastic boots or skis you put on the bottom of the walker, and they work really well on carpet. Right here, you can see it glide right along. Now, if I go over here, I might have to zoom down a little bit. They go fairly good on an linoleum or smooth surface, but if when you catch a little piece of dirt, that dirt gets caught in the plastic and it puts a nice scratch and it squeaks and makes noise and it's very irritable. So I don't like these skis if the person has hard floors, or actually in a couple of facilities or that, if we're caught with these on, the maintenance people get really upset because it's scratching their floors. So
what I also found is when people take these outside and they'll start to scratch up that ski, and so the ski becomes roughened itself, and then when it goes on a smooth floor, it scratches it up too. So the skis generally are not an answer, to be honest with you.
The time I really recommend skis is if they like this walker and they want to use it outside a lot, and they don't wear down so fast.
Right, because the other alternative, of course, is the tennis ball. I got a ski in my pocket.
Oh yeah, this is what the ski actually looks like if you go to the store and purchase it. It looks just like this. Can you zoom in on that, Nancy?
Nancy's upset because we wanted her to throw us a ski.
And that's right.
She missed out.
Okay, so all you need is a Phillips screwdriver on the bottom, and this ski will put in the bottom here. Obviously, we'll take the plastic foot off that's on there, and you just bring the ski up in there, and a Phillips screwdriver from the bottom, tighten it down, and you're done. Same thing in reverse. You want to take it off, you do the same thing. So they're easily.
But more commonly, what people have been using is tennis balls.
Yeah, now let's throw that in.
All right, and actually, Nancy, do you want to give us that other walker too? That already has tennis balls on it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show the difference.
This is a decked out walker here, and this also shows you that the tennis ball got actually dusty. They're dust collectors.
Yeah.
You see that? Oh, and this one is a good example too. You can show how the tennis balls do wear out.
Yep, zoom right in on this one, Nancy.
Now this shows it's still usable. In fact, it's still gliding along, but it won't be long before it starts catching.
Here the new tennis ball, the old one. And how do you get the tennis ball on there, you may ask? Well, all you do is you got to be careful with this. You got to have someone capable and handy with a sharp, either utility knife or a good pair of scissors. And someone used the method of cutting an X in here. I don't care for that method.
I don't like that method either.
I like the Pac-Man method, I call it, where you just cut one slit right across there. It's like a little Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's fun. Anyways,
the problem is, with this, these are really hard to get on when you cut it four ways like this. You're going like this.
Yeah, it's no good.
It's just,
don't even.
Now show how easy that goes on.
Just go like that, and you put it on, and voila, they stay on lovely.
But again, the problem with these, you go outside, they start to wear out very rapidly.
Do not bring it, they get dirt, and these are indoor things only. You put this on the indoors, do not take it outside. And here's what it looks like, a standard one. And these are really chatter. This is a rubber one, and it'll really chatter on the floor, make a lot of noise. This will silence it. very nicely.
Now this is cool, this is what we do to our walkers here, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Wanna put that on?
Yeah, let's put this one back on. See, I gotta fight with this one. Okay,
Okay.
there you
But,
go.
we like to deck out our walkers. Look, it's got little fish on the side.
Oh, yeah, it's a
Isn't that cool?
largemouth bass.
Fish on both sides.
Yeah.
And then on the front it says, life's too short to fish, only on the weekends. These are very popular with our residents, and we have a lot of fun with them.
Carry on. But what about cost? What is one of these?
Oh, cost. I think, you know, what, 130?
Yeah, you get 130 for a 5-inch walker, and that may vary. If you're 65 or older and you haven't gotten a walker and your Medicare available, Medicare will pay 80% of the walker. Your supplement will pick up the other 20%.
If you get a prescription.
From the doctor, which
Yeah.
usually isn't too much of a problem
Right.
if it's needed. I don't know, Bob, I think we pretty much covered this,
I think we did
yeah,
too.
head to toe, so to speak.
So again, if you're 40 or over, you're gonna wanna subscribe to our videos, hit the little subscribe button. And Brad, we can just about help you fix anything in your health or your fitness, except what?
A broken heart,
We
Bob.
can't fix a broken heart, sorry.
It kills me when I say that.